Instead of making up an email, I'm going to go ahead. Let me go get my prep. Hang on. Go through what I got on prep, but I've got other items I want to look at in gematria. I want to look at December 7th, and there's the 888 right there. It's not going to happen on December 7th, but December 7th stands for what began World War II. And this is all about World War III. When Trump goes down, it's World War III. Assassination of Franz Ferdinand. June 28th. Well, it's the same cycle as Trump's 7, 14, 21, 28. 21 being the summer solstice. The 14th being all the multiples of 7 in June. 14th being Trump's birthday. 28th. That's more than likely a coincidence. What's a good not really sure how to search for anything off of that other than just saying June 28th. There's a band called Franz Ferdinand, and that might be why they want you to just gematria that for a hint. So we'll go over all of them. And I also need to get my cell phone to go over Jamie's text. It was very interesting. So let me grab that real quick. Well, I don't need to pause. I'm charging my phone. I can uncharge it. It's in airplane mode, so. Jamie's text today, I thought was very interesting. She said, I learned something new and weird every day in the thesaurus, white horse, thesaurus.com, synonyms for white horse, tsunami. What is EAGRE? A boar. Okay. Giant sea swell. Giant wave. This is all like beast out of the sea stuff, isn't it? Rogue wave. Now this is from White Horse. SEICHE. Temporary disturbance or oscillation in the water level. Again, about the water. Changes atmospheric pressure. Seismic sea wave, surface wave. And it's all about the big red wave that Trump talked about the other day. Remember that when he goes, this is going to be coming at you like a big red wave. Then we all know that it's the crimson tide. And I've got the horn that goes off in their games. You're just going to love it. Anyway, Jamie goes on to say, which reminds me of White Squall, the movie where Q got the expression, where we go one, we go all. Movie White Squall, Wikipedia. Of course, squall, also to cry noisily and continually. I would say they have accomplished making the white squall, so to speak. So this is 1996. Thank you, Jamie, for that. February 2nd, my divorce date. Okay. And the new moon is on February 1st. I thought it was on February 2nd since the full moon is the 16th. And Jamie sends a lot of good stuff. What was another thing? Have you heard of this? Be prepared. Join millions participating in Great Shakeout earthquake drills worldwide, October 21st. And and I told her, I was like, October 20th, the 21st, and 22nd are the 3 days of the 4 biggest events of my life. The only touchdown I ever scored, which really, in a way, just kind of changed my life. It gave me a lot of street cred. Never, people go, I remember when you scored that, everybody was there. Back then, they filled the stadiums, and everybody, it seems like everybody I know was there, and they saw me score a touchdown. And I was starting receiver. I was fast, but I was only 142 pounds. I ran track. For 60, I'm still fast. I can outrun most of my students. Thank you, Jesus. But the next day, of course, lost my virginity. That's a pretty big event in your life. And again, that's the whole reason I'm a high school football coach and have any believability. It changed my life. PE coach, it's the touchdown identified went a long way, sadly, but sheep, we now recognize sheep for our belief and our faith in the Lord. We have nothing to do with things in this world, but in my life in the world, that was a huge event. Losing my virginity was of course, it's a huge event. And having my son and meeting my second wife. I don't know what else to tell you. October 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd. I don't know if anything's going to be going down, but I'm just telling you, those are big times in my life. So it wouldn't shock me, I guess is what I'm saying. Let's go with some comments here. Seems like you're pretty sure about Trump. What gives you that confidence? I think Trump fits very well, though. Just BUI observing. I do that all the time. What's going on, but I'm not sure if anything could be. Well, if you go through Telling Truth Archives and hit Trump Antichrist series, it's there, but I've got it on my current channel that you're on. And if you go Trump Antichrist, Trump Antichrist proof read. It's a proofread, 100%. Read description below. JFL clip. I don't know what JFL is. Features F word, so I aged it. This video ends in 007. I'll put this in the comments. This will explain biblically and predictive. The Minnesota twin. Predictive programmingly. The parallax view came out on Trump's birthday. Look at that. These are all things we need. They're somewhere. They're telling us when he's going down. And so I do daily Bible studies. And by the way, I'm going to see No Time to Die tomorrow. I've got some time set apart to do it. I got a lot accomplished on Friday. And anyway, let's don't go through that yet. Let's get rid of Franz Ferdinand. And AWTR said, also, it's interesting that you mentioned 187 because I've been trying to figure out the significance of 87 for years. Today, when I was walking my students across the street, there was a car tag on one corner. It's a four-way stop. Car tag 87. I looked at the other corner facing me, car tag 87. They were both at the edge of the curb of the intersection parked. I was just like, and that's, that was after I read this. What was this, 9:42 a.m.? I was walking my kindergartners over. They're the only ones that went over to the playground across the street today. So hour and a half later, it was 280s. I can't prove that to you, but I can't lie. If I'm a sheep, I can't sit here and tell you a lie. On October 16th, 2017, I had a dream where I saw the number 87 sitting over a laurel wreath, what looked like a UN building behind it. I've never had any dreams about numbers before. Perhaps you and your views could help me out. Again, the number 87 again appeared in my dreams on the following dates: 12/1, 12/2, 11/6, and 2/17. That's pretty cool that you documented all that. In my personal life, it's a really big deal. And I've already talked about my personal life a lot with y'all, just to show you how the numbers all ended up pointing to my salvation and the end times. The salvation that I'm in hope of. You don't get saved. You're either a sheep that he knew before the foundation of the world, Ephesians 1:4-5, or you're a goat where he never knew you, Matthew 7:21-23, and or Revelation 17:8, a goat because your name was not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. So you're either his before anything ever was, or you're not his from the very beginning of all things, because everything's been established. Isaiah 46:10, declaring the end from the beginning. Everything is set. There is absolutely nothing God's waiting on. When the Jews would mess up, that's because God declared they would mess up. But the way it's written is, well, because this happened, like God's playing whack-a-mole. That gummit, they keep doing this. I got to do this. Seriously, stop it. There's no cause and effect. It's written like it's cause and effect because it's a parable. It's not meant to be understood the way it's written. You've got Bible verses that will overcome other Bible verses. You've got stories of how the Israelites did. How about this one? God cried, Adam, where are you? After he sinned. Do you think God really wanted to know where Adam was? Or when Moses messed up, didn't follow God's instructions, was not allowed. Do you think that's just what happened? So God reacted. God's a reactor. Something happens, so God then reacts. No, he declared it. He said, declaring the end from the beginning, from ancient times to the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, I will do my pleasure. He's already declared the book of Revelation from Genesis, declaring the end from the beginning. Why am I doing a Bible study? I have no idea. Let's get back on topic. Well, 58 is very important because the triangular number of 10 plus the triangular number of 2 equals 58. 10-2, of course, when Donnie Darko takes place, when Trump got his AWTR is just, this is just brilliance beyond I love this kind of stuff. The Trump looking Spirit of Detroit God statue, which is in area code 313, opened in 1958 and cost $58,000. Also, golf backwards is flog. I'm not even going to research it. I absolutely take his word for it, or her word for it. Good stuff. Keep them coming. Alabama Crimson Tide, the wave, the horn, the Antichrist. Goodbye. Is it me, or is the Antichrist called the horn? Well, yeah. Guess what? The Crimson Tide, the wave of the blood red. And remember, the fraternity in Alabama that's the most powerful fraternity in all of the universities is called the Machine. And in the Welcome to the Machine video by Pink Floyd that came out in 2018, even though the song came out in the 1970s, the Welcome to the Machine video that was put out in 2018 that has monoliths and so forth, and the heads getting lopped off of the sheep comes, and from that comes a big, gigantic red wave. And they refer to Alabama as a machine, and their most powerful fraternity is what? It's called the Machine. So a horn blows. That's what the elephant is. It's the trump. It's the Antichrist. It's the trump. It's the horn. What kind of sound does an elephant make? Trumpeting. And that is why their mascot is an elephant. You have got to be kidding me. That just came to me right now. That's why Steely Dan said, they call Alabama the Crimson Tide, call me Deacon Blues. Steely Dan, Deacon Blues. They call Alabama the Crimson Tide, call me Deacon Blues. Took us 2 times to land right on it. Thank you, Jesus. You're just showing off, Holy Spirit. Unbelievable. Steely Dan, one of absolutely my favorite. I'll tell you another one of my favorites. All of my favorites ended up being the most satanic you can get a hold of, give or take. I wasn't into that like Metallica or heavy metal. I know there's worse, but these guys appeared to not be. I mean, the Rolling Stones, they don't really hide it. You know, Can You Hear Me Knocking? Was listening to Monkey Man tonight. Got the word satanic in there. Can You Hear Me Knocking? Is Satan knocking at the door? Sympathy for the Devil. They're touring right now. The Rolling Stones are touring right now. They're touring right now. Rolling Stones tour date schedule. Tell me something doesn't happen on one of their concerts at a certain city. Heinz Field, October 4th. That's where the Steelers from The Dark Knight Rises. Oh, brother. Is this going to give it to me? I don't want to poke around all over the place. Like I want one-stop shopping. I want November. There's nothing on a full moon. There's nothing 2 or 3 days before. Oh, October 17th in the City of Angels. That date, I'm telling you, Sunday, Bloody Sunday. No way, right? There's no way this is going to happen. The City of the Fallen Angels. No way. SoFi Stadium. SoFi Stadium, Wikipedia. What's it in the shape of? Everything that's satanic, always. Longitude 33, latitude 33. It broke ground November 17th. Do you know that that's the day that 2 of my friends died on they had the same birthday, November 17th. They were both baseball players. They both died of cancer. And they were both, and I was, okay. Skeeter Smith, born November 17th. Robert Reed, born November 17th. They were classmates of mine. Excellent baseball players. They both had November 17th birthdays, and they both died very young. At Skeeter Smith's, or Tommy Smith's, funeral, I sat next to Robert Reed, who later died and had the same birthday. The guy on the other side was Ronnie Spears, who died very young of cancer. His birthday is 9/11. Y'all do remember, I know that you do, what we came up with in the gematria for, let me pause so don't waste your time. Day of the Dead, November 19th. You know, 2 days before that's November 17th, those two boys' birthdays. I was at one funeral of one who was born, and remember, moon in Taurus, it will be a moon in Taurus on that full moon. That November 19 full moon, it will be a full moon in Taurus. Donald Trump fake death comes up. Donald Trump ends come up. That's Day of the Dead. Dia de los Muertos. And there's that 108 that he talked about. AWRT just got through talking about that. That number 108. That was my mom's address when she moved. She lived at 108 Knoxon Street. Wow. That's tremendously big. November. It's not a lunar eclipse. $11.17. I mean, so I need to get focused back on. I need to get back on focus here. If it takes place when I think it would be in between Ford Field, well, the Ford Theater where Lincoln got assassinated, but it's in Detroit. AWRT just got, they're talking about that statue in Detroit. Circuit of the Americas, Austin, Texas. We gotta get moving here. November 17th, SoFi Stadium. Broke ground. The trumpeting. Elephants make a variety of sounds, rumbling and trumpeting. Trumpeting is created by pushing air through the trunk. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, I'm going to put that video in the comments for that person. Let's get back on track. This video is going to end up being 400 minutes long if I don't get moving here. Trump Golf and Trump Golf Course. I went ahead and looked at. Trump Golf. The Antichrist, December 13th. Donald Trump, 7/11. Again, it's the Antichrist rising up out of the abyss spiritually. End of pyramids. Well, that's the end of Bipec Goat. Remember the pyramids fall. Why did the pyramids fall at the end of Bipec Goat? Because all gods and goddesses are done away with except the god of fortresses, who is Chibel, is where you get cybernetics from, which is what mixes man and machine. Yeah. She was the god of fortresses. That is who. I did a deep study on that. I think that's Trump Antichrist series on my Telling Truth archives. Click playlist, click Trump Antichrist series. I think if you just do a search, God of Fortresses, hopefully it'll come up. I don't do a very good job of the God of Forces or Fortresses. Daniel 11:38 explained. That's 1732 in length. Good. It's probably not even in. How are we doing this video? Look at that. It's before I did Zoom. I had a camera up here on this desk. So, man, I never hear from these people anymore. Frozen Anna, I remember her. I don't know if people just fall by the wayside or they just, I don't know, but it's okay. Donald Trump Antichrist Part 2, even better proof. Yeah, it was just getting started. It ended up having about 30 something parts and 56 videos. Okay, let's get back on focus. But in pyramids, the pyramids crumble at the end of biped goat. December 18 pops up. Enter Sandman, Pisces moon, which is what's going down this October 16th and 17th. Where the planets are in astrology, Astro Dientist. It's probably in Pisces right now. It just started 1 degree of Pisces. So it's usually a 2.5 day cycle. Sometimes just 2 days. Sometimes it gets into almost 3 days. So it just started late on a Friday night. So it's all Saturday and all Sunday, Pisces moon. Remember the fish jumping in the boat? Where am I at? Pisces moon comes up with Trump golf course. So again, we're back on the 17th or 16th. We like 17th though. It says 11:15. You know, that's where the last Trump. I just did a Bible study tonight on TS Daily Bible Studies. And where that is the last Trump. Ooh. And Deadly Wound comes up with Trump golf. That's Trump golf, by the way. All that is Trump golf. Trump golf course is Donald Trump, Mike Pence, 666 in Jewish gematria, but it's 125, blah, 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 you know. Anyway, Trump Antichrist and Kundalini activation. Didn't really find much there with that, but again, a lot with the other stuff. December 7th, let's just go through them. I'm going to pause and I'm going to come back on. Again, the 888, you know it's going to stand for Donald John Trump. It's going to, Trump's name will be in here, but I'll pause. So December 7th comes to October 31, which is when Donnie Darko, that's the day the world will end in the movie Donnie Darko, was on October 31, which is the Day of the Dead begins on October 31st.
Day of the Dead in United States will begin on Monday, November 1st, 2021, and ends on Tuesday, November 2nd.
That's because we celebrate Halloween on October 31st. But in Mexico, Dia de los Muertos, which is the one that came up with November 19th, or whatever that was. What was it again? Can't remember. The good stuff we liked. My goodness, hang on. It's a Halloween. We did. Yeah. Dia de los Muertos. So apparently it's the one used more often, which begins late on October 31st. The celebration which begins late on October 31st. So translation. December 7th is Day of the Dead. It's what begins. I don't think he's going down on that day. He could, but it's pointing to the Day of the Dead. Oh, let me pause when I find something interesting. Well, I know Donald Trump's going to be on here straight up at the beginning. Donald J. Trump. So December 7th comes up to, again, Donald J. Trump begins World War III because of what happens to him. And I think we've been through many times. I don't think I need to go through this. The Jewish gematria might be interesting. You're always looking for a date. And there's a lot of dates that pop up in this. And then there's December 7. And that would could point to another date that I'll just go one more round. Dates usually pop up pretty quick. I don't want to keep pausing, but I don't want to waste y'all's time either. So wish I could read these and talk at the same time, something interesting. December 15 pops up, which December 15 is 3 days before December 18th full moon. So that could be a big day, December 15. And that's December 7. Correlates to that. I like it. So I guess y'all can start to see that I like every full moon. I'm going to like every full moon. I'm going to like every full moon. Every time a full moon comes around, we're just going to be all about it. I don't know what else to tell you. Seahawks at Steelers, I took a look at, or I was going to take a look at. January 15 pops up. Well, that is 2 days before the full moon. Hang on, in January on the 17th on MLK Day. It's the wolf full moon, January 17th, 117. Which is 11/7 or 7/11, the day he would rise. Golly, that's crazy. You see how I like every full moon, don't you? Seahawks at Steelers is when the martial law began, and it comes up on January 15th, 2 days before the full moon. And that's on a what? It's on a Saturday, isn't it? It's on Barren Saturday. Golly. Can you name a full moon that I don't like? I like this one, or two or 3 days before it. I like November's. I like December's. I like January's. I like February's. But why do we like them sooner than later? I mean, if you gematria wolf moon, would you get something that's an IPEC goat that would give it away? Because there's no wolf in IPEC goat. But there sure is cold. Sorry, that's previous. And there sure is snow. December is the cold full moon. February is the snow full moon. It's cold and there's snow. Wouldn't that just be perfect if it was sandwiched right in between? And it was the wolf full moon and there's no wolf in IPEC goat. That's going to be something to search, isn't it? You'll see how my mind just goes all over the place. January 15th is Steelers, Seahawks at Steelers. Watch, nothing will happen. Because it's actually the Seahawks at Steelers is actually pointing to January 15th, which is when it'll happen, on a Saturday. Or 15th January. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, we're going to call it before it happens because we're going to call every 2 days before every full. So we're going, yeah, I mean, it's a piece of cake. Three days before, 2 days before full moon. They all seem to be pointing to 2 days before. You know that the Ghost in the Machine has all of this stuff confusing for a reason. But they talk about the dark winter. IPEC goats about the dark winter. And when the flags are shredded, it's during the snow. Where'd the pictures go? Are you kidding me? We're not kidding you. At least we know it's in flags. Or it's under flags. See the snow? Martin Luther King Day 2022. Full moon, the wolf full moon. The guy was called the wolf in Harvey Keitel, the wolf.
According to Quentin Tarantino Wiki, fandom, Winston Wolfe is a supporting character in Quentin Tarantino's second film, Pulp Fiction. He is a cleaner working for Marcellus Wallace. He was portrayed by Harvey Keitel, who also played Larry Dimmick in Reservoir Dogs.
Winston Wolfe would be something to gematria, right? It's never ending. It's so much work. It's just work. It's work. It's work. It's work. It's work. January 11th. See, dates come up right away. Winston Wolf, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Lord of the Rings. Looky there, January 6th. Cyrus the Great. Winston Wolf. Let's find out Harvey Keitel's birthday. Harvey Keitel, Wikipedia. May 13th. Not much help. 3 days before the full moon there on the 16th. And then just plain old Seahawks Steelers. I'm already in that one, I guess. They all end in 000, 0, and 0. There's nothing really to that, but something I caught. Aleister Crowley. It's no good. Anyway, I don't know if we accomplished anything tonight other than Alabama, the Trump, why Alabama is put on a pedestal and they call him Nicky Satan. Who did? The Devil's Advocate team, Florida Gator coaches. Florida Gator coaches refer to him as Nicky Satan. Florida assistant refers to Nick Saban as the devil himself. Florida assistant refers to Nick Saban as the devil himself. Florida's offensive line coach Tim Davis, who served under Nick Saban. First Vanderbilt coach James Franklin called him Nicky Satan. So Tim Davis and James Franklin referred to him as Satan. You know his birthday is Halloween, right? The Day of the Dead. Nick Saban's birthday is Halloween.
According to Saturday Down South, as for Alabama head coach Nick Saban, October 31 marks the day of his birth.
Oh, boy. Nick Saban, Alabama threw Nick Saban a fabulous golf-themed party. Anyway, everything is just super interesting. I mean, this Sunday is just huge. To me, Wednesday, November 17th is just huge. Which is Day of the Dead. Dia de los Muertos. To me, December 18th is just huge. Well, actually December 16th or the even 15th or 16th are the days before it. The full moon of the 17th, which makes it January 15th. Huge. And that's on a Saturday, the 15th. And then you get into Lupercalia. Lupercalia. See, then you're getting out of the winter. I think they can kill a lot of people during the winter. But everything they've done and said is to confuse us. And we're the only YouTube site that's doing this. And I showed a Trans Am, and they rolled out a Trans Am 4 days later on their college football TV show, pregame show, SEC Nation or whatever. There's a lot of different. Would they troll us? A friend of mine said absolutely they would. Because we're the only YouTube channel out of any website, out of any YouTube channel that is tracking the biggest day on earth, other than, because this is what opens up the book of Revelation. This is what opens it up in real time. Because you don't know the book of Revelation is opened, actively running. There's nothing that's happened on this earth that's in the book of Revelation or the book of Daniel until you get the deadly wound of the Antichrist. That is the beginning of Revelation chapter 6, which is when it begins. Because Revelation 1 is just telling what the book's going to be about and gets into the 7 letters. And then chapter 2 and chapter 3 are the 7 letters. And then chapter 4 and chapter 5 is what's going on in heaven. We can't see that. And the letters are parables for the church. It's the church divided into 7, and they're written in a parabolic way. Very much so in cause and effect. And I teach that with my Revelation study. I'm on Revelation 4th study right now. And tomorrow we get into 20. So Bible studies Saturday and Sunday are all about judgment. All about it. That's Revelation 20, judgment. That hell is not eternal torment. And they're showing you judgment at the beginning of 20, the middle of 20, and the end of 20. And they got into it at the end of 19. And Revelation is the same story being told over and over. Janet Jackson, 1814. I mean, there's so many reasons. I'm always looking for that, what they call the what? The smoking gun. That smoking gun. And now you key in Seahawks. I mean, we're all about this weekend is when they declared martial law, but that's too easy. But when you key in Seahawks, Steelers, or at Steelers, you get January 15 on a Saturday, which is right before the wolf full moon. You want to talk about cold? The middle of January is cold. Those are the coldest times of the year. It's in between that wolf full moon sits in between the cold and the snow full moons. But he's a werewolf. He changes. The werewolf changes on a full moon. The original werewolf movie. It's 1941. The Wolfman. December 12th. Lon Chaney Jr. 12/12/1941. And there's all kind of things you can go look at. How many days before Trump was born, just how many days did that come out until the full moon? I guess we'll close with that. Well, absolutely nothing. But guess we can hit it on Trump's birthday. And we might as well hit it before 9/11. Hit it to 9/11. Anyway, not a lot. Interesting. I've had fun with y'all. I'm sorry if I bored y'all to death, or y'all were looking for something bigger and you feel like I wasted your time. All right, love y'all.